This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Fiordland hikers are set to enjoy a piece of history with the Percyburn Viaduct reopened. Good news for the Cromwell economy with a $1.5 million investment confirmed and more to come. And sunny skies and a huge turnout made for a successful Santa Parade in Dunedin, the 20th in its current form. Good evening, I'm Holly Buchanan. Hikers in Fiordland are set to get the chance to tramp across a piece of history again with the Percyburn Viaduct now officially reopened. More than 50 guests were flown into the remote landmark in the southern Fiordland World Heritage Area on Friday to celebrate the occasion.
Performing on the nearly 100-year-old Percyburn Viaduct on southern Fiordland's Huntbridge track, Invercargill band the Trio Keening providing musical entertainment to the 50-odd guests attending the viaduct's reopening. The structure was built back in 1925 for a local sawmill which eventually failed, leaving parts of the forest untouched. The viaduct was closed in 2013 due to safety concerns, but a $700,000 restoration project has once again allowed trampers to cross high above the treetops.
So it's the combination of the historic heritage, the huge engineering expertise that built the viaducts and has now restored them, and our natural heritage. She
says the area is not only scenic but rich in wildlife thanks to pest eradication programs run by DOC.
Waitutu is extraordinary. The forest, the marine terraces, the coast, the river systems, being able to hear and see kaka because of sustained pest control by the Department of Conservation. It's a wonderful place.
And the Huntbridge track may well get an extra boost by being designated as a Great Walk, although there's some competition for that title.
It's down to a short list of three: Te Paki in Northland, the Queen Charlotte Walkway and the Huntbridge track. So the Department of Conservation will consider that carefully and make a decision in the next couple of months.
The restoration took a crew of 7, working 11-hour days over 2 weeks to complete, with workers living in a small hut next to the viaduct. Southern Fiordland for The South Today.
Dunedin police were flat out this weekend, attending more than 20 domestic violence incidents, nabbing more than a dozen drink drivers and dealing with gang members fighting in the Octagon. Police say they attended 22 family harm calls over the horror weekend. 14 alcohol-impaired drivers were also nabbed by police. In the central city, numerous incidents of disorder were reported in the Octagon, where noted rival gang members were fighting with each other. Central Otago has raised its glass to a $1.5 million investment in Cromwell's Polytechnic, and there's more good news on the way. No sooner had the new Trades and Craft Brewery building at Central Campus been officially opened, plans for further expansion were also announced.
Central Otago Mayor Tim Cadogan ushering in a new era in education for the region. The new Trades and Brewery building is the second part of a two-stage $3 million project at Otago Polytechnic's Central Campus in Cromwell.
We're well known throughout the world as the fruit bowl of Central Otago and of New Zealand, and this is a confirmation not just in the horticultural sector but in the building sector, in all the trade industries, in mechanics and in the craft brewery that's open. The first craft brewery in Australasia where you can get a craft brewery qualification.
The brewery, known as the Rough Rock Brewing Company, will train students in the New Zealand Certificate in Brewing, a full-time 1-year Level 4 program.
It's the first commercial brewery run by a polytechnic. It's the first training program built around a commercial brewery. It's the first set of brewery programs to be on offer in New Zealand.
But the main part of the new $1.5 million building is set to house carpentry and automotive students. Central Campus head Alex Hufferdine says their courses aim to prepare graduates for the commercial world.
If you're a carpentry student, for instance, what should you be able to do? Well, you should be able to build a house. And that's exactly what's happening here. Our students have to build a house. If you're a brewery student, you should know how to brew beer.
And plans for further expansion of the Central Campus have also been announced.
The brewery will in fact move closer to the road together with a restaurant
for the benefit, a teaching facility for our hospitality students.
$6,500, the bid straight out the back to me.
The open day also featured a couple of auctions, a small shed and this 3-bedroom house, both built by Central Campus carpentry students. The house bought by a local couple for just under $180,000.
For $178,000.
In Cromwell, the South Today.
A 61-year-old East Otago man has died after losing control of a 4-wheel drive and crashing down a bluff on a rural property on Friday. Police say the man left his home address in the morning to spray gorse in the Trotters Gorge area north of Palmerston. It's believed he lost control of the vehicle while he was driving on the rough terrain and went down an approximately 200-metre bluff. His body was found with the wreckage of the vehicle on Saturday afternoon. WorkSafe confirmed it's investigating the crash. The man in red may have had a wardrobe malfunction, but the baking sun and a massive crowd made for a vintage Dunedin Santa Parade yesterday. It's the 20th year the event has been held in its current form. Many thousands of children and adults lined George Street from North Dunedin to the Octagon, hoping to catch a glimpse of Santa.
A stunner of a day greeted the jolly fat guy in the red suit in Dunedin. Thousands of people lined George Street for the city's annual Santa Parade. The action began around 3 p.m. when more than 70 floats of all shapes and sizes began trundling down George Street toward the Octagon. Floats and entertainers made their way along the route, while the more nimble of vehicles weaved their way around, some of them even spraying the audience. It's understood the Peninsula Trust's Albatross had a bit of an oopsie with a stationary object, which didn't seem to ruffle too many feathers, while crews on emergency service vehicles seemed to enjoy tooting their air horns and wailing sirens just for the heck of it, while Christmas music boomed from floats as they passed waving spectators. The Great Dane, known as Spook, led to the Heart Kids Otago Flotilla. A large contingent of local scouts marched along, closely followed by a Kia Orana float filled with Pacific Islands drummers and dancers. But it was the big bloke in the red suit who received the biggest cheer. As the parade finished, a concert began in the Octagon featuring a host of local entertainers, including Jaden TJ and Rainbow Rosalind, along with her fellow sprites, Fairy Evergreen and Fairy Christmas.
Have a very Merry Christmas, everybody! Woo!
Say hello, Santa Claus!
In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, for the first time, Cardrona opens for skiing in summer, and Santa Claus has been hard at work over the weekend, delighting crowds around the south.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making Lawn Care a Snap that will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Petrol prices getting you down? Keep the smile on your dial with an e-bike grin from Electrify NZ on Cumberland Street. For an average $2,000 savings per year, why wouldn't you? Book a test ride today.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
It's that time of year. It's time to get into the garden, and it's time to get your weed eater. Down here at the Power Garden Department at Andersons Bay Road, this year it's all about the cordless weed eater. Come down and see us at Mitre 10 Mega and we'll help you get it done right.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Welcome back. The cost of last month's big storm is climbing. The estimated cost of repairs for authorities across the lower South Island has already topped $3 million and is expected to continue rising. The figures include an estimated $1 million bill for repairs to the Dunedin City Council roading network. A detailed program of work to repair the damage is still being developed, but the DCC bill doesn't include details of any damage or repairs to the city's water infrastructure. Most snow bunnies keen on getting back on the slopes in December would normally need to head to the Northern Hemisphere to do so, but not this year. For the first time, Cardrona was open for skiing in the summer over the weekend. Cardrona General Manager Bridget Lignavsky says it was super cool to be open on the first day of summer, at a time when they'd usually expect to be open for mountain biking and karting instead. People enjoyed the chance to learn to ski and snowboard, while others were able to enjoy some rails and boxes in the terrain park. It wasn't only Dunedin holding a Santa parade at the weekend. Parades and Christmas events were held around the south, from up on the west coast and North Canterbury to South Otago.
Many southern towns held Christmas parades over the weekend. In Greymouth, West Coasters put on a festival with an inflatable Spider-Man climbing apparatus, some local entertainers, and Santa made a couple of appearances, handing out sweeties to kids outside and then hearing their Christmas wish lists inside. Slightly down the road and across the island in Kaiapoi, members of local churches were among those on parade, reminding people of the reason for the season, while vehicles from yesteryear were accompanied by women in stunning period costume, before Santa made an appearance here too. Just down the road in Ashburton, some impressive farm machinery featured, alongside religious floats, vintage cars and brightly coloured cycles. And in Ashburton, Santa's sleigh was lovingly carried on the flat deck behind a large red truck. Kids lined the streets in Balclutha, and the parade's convener Joanne Thompson was thankful for how the day turned out.
Oh, fabulous day. Fabulous day. Great team of helpers, and thanks to Jean for everything. The weather gods have played their part, and thanks to the public for coming out and supporting everyone.
Cultures from many nations were represented, and in true southern style, two Santas drove their own tractors. Down in Invercargill, cultural diversity was to the fore, with flags and colours of many nations on display, while the troopers of the Invercargill Tap Association managed to tap dance on a moving trailer, before a very busy Santa Claus made an appearance here as well. Covering the regions, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, the annual Wanaka Beer Festival draws the crowds, nearly tripling the number at last year's event. And we take a look at what the weather's doing.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
I just like it. It's something that you can see the fruits of your own labour. You put it right now, you don't have as much to do at Christmas. You come see me, Derek, in the garden department, and then we get it done right.
Active interior designer Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Hello, it's Jeremy down here at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay. We've got 35 different lawnmowers down in our power garden department. We've got ride-on mowers, petrol mowers, battery operated mowers, push mowers. Did you know we've even got a robot, a little robot lawnmower that pops out during the day when you're at work or play. It'll pop out and mow your lawn. So come down and see me, Jeremy, down in the power garden department at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay Road, where we'll help you get it done right first time.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Petrol prices getting you down? Keep the smile on your dial with an e-bike grin from Electrify NZ on Cumberland Street. For an average $2,000 savings per year, why wouldn't you? Book a test ride today.
Welcome back. A police car has been rammed during a car chase in Wanaka this morning. Police say they received reports of a green Mitsubishi Pajero driving aggressively and erratically from Cardrona towards Wanaka on the Crown Range Road. A pursuit was initiated after the car failed to stop for police on the outskirts of Wanaka. A police car was rammed during the pursuit before the driver headed towards Mount Aspiring, where road spikes were successfully deployed. The vehicle was not driving at speed at any point. A 30-year-old Queenstown man is facing driving charges and could face further charges. And staying in Wanaka, the first day of summer has been celebrated in style in the resort town. The third annual Wanaka Beer Festival has been held at the Wanaka Showgrounds, nearly tripling the number at last year's event.
Around 1,400 people packing out the Wanaka Showgrounds on Saturday for the third annual Wanaka Beer Festival. 12 breweries were on hand, along with a winery and distillery, giving revellers plenty of beverage options.
Everyone's enjoying themselves, but responsibly. It's nice, this is what we'd like to see. We're getting around, trying all the beers, trying the barbecue food. It's like the first day of summer.
He says the popularity of the event is due to exactly that, the start of the summer season in the resort town.
It's just a good day out. We're getting towards Christmas, you kind of want to take time out from that rush, and this is a good, a good excuse to get out there and enjoy barbecues and beers.
Barbecues, live music and Jenga also gave the crowd plenty of entertainment. Organisers say they initially wanted about 1,000 people at the festival, but when they posted a Facebook event, they received around 6,000 expressions of interest. Hay says the festival's also a chance for brewers to test the market.
It's just getting feedback from people, seeing what they like, and just all that sort of carry on that means that we get a better feedback from people. They just enjoy the beers, which is what we like.
He says they're going to keep it a similar size for the next few years so it can be easily managed and doesn't get so big it ruins the atmosphere. In Wanaka, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Fiordland hikers are set to enjoy a piece of history with the Percyburn Viaduct reopened with a musical accompaniment. Good news for the Cromwell economy with a $1.5 million investment confirmed and more to come from Southern Industry Partners. And sunny skies and a huge turnout makes for a successful Santa Parade in Dunedin, which was just one of many parades across the south at the weekend. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Philip.
Yes, hi Holly. I thought I'd start with the opinion page. An interesting piece written by Kate Scott, whose family has been in the Glenorchy area for generations, talks about the issue of newcomers arriving and then wanting everything to be peaceful. And she says, well, I mean, this is a working place and you've arrived, so it's less peaceful with your arrival. It's an interesting debate and there are no easy answers to it. So that's what the opinion page is all about.
Okay.
On the news front, concerns about the pipelines for Dunedin's water and how vulnerable the city is to the breakages. Council apparently is working hard to fix those issues.
Right.
The V2 rabbit virus has been found in Otago, and this time the concerns from the regional council that it will undermine the effectiveness of the other rabbit-killing virus. So,
that's interesting, isn't it?
It is indeed. Sports front, Steve Hepburn's sports editors looked at the crowd for the one-day final at the weekend. A generation ago, or just 10, 20 years ago, the last one-day final, the crowds are down by 90%. It's just a sign of the times.
It's a huge reduction, isn't it?
Huge reduction. And finally, I thought I might mention on the business page, Sally Ray's looked at a coffee cup recycling scheme that's coming to Dunedin, and that's going to be a big issue in the future with the
sounds like a good scheme.
Yes, moving away from disposable cups into crockery and returning them dirty and so on.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Phil. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Tonight's southern view is of tourists embarking on a southern rail journey. Looking at the situation, a trough of low pressure will move on to southern New Zealand tomorrow with rain developing in most places. Colder southwesterly airflow will follow on Wednesday with rain easing to showers. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect wet conditions this weekend and a high of 18 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson is wet but with a warm high of 22 and Blenheim cloudy and expect a top of 23 degrees. And to Canterbury, a cloudy day for Kaikoura with a high of 22 degrees. Christchurch showers and 23, and Ashburton also showers and just a touch cooler on 22. Looking at the southern centres, Catlins, Balclutha, Gore and Lumsden are in for variable winds, showers and just 15-degree highs. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes area, expect gusty nor'westers and highs of 17 in Wanaka and Alexandra, a cooler 15 in Queenstown and Te Anau. Looking at the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru can expect moderate northerlies, showers and a high of 21 for Oamaru and 24 for Timaru. Gusty nor'westers and showers for Omarama and Twizel, a high of 17 degrees for you both. And in Dunedin, a few brief sunny periods possible at first tomorrow, but cloud increasing during the morning and winds tending southerly with an overnight low of 11 degrees. Fresh gusty nor'westers tomorrow with cloudy skies and outbreaks of light rain, a high of 15. Cloudy with periods of rain on Wednesday and strong cold southwesterlies, rain clearing late in the day and a high of 12 degrees. And in Invercargill, mostly fine tonight with a low of 11. Cloud increasing tomorrow morning, then showers during the afternoon and periods of rain from evening. A few thunderstorms possible, a high of 15. Periods of rain easing to showers on Wednesday with strong cold southwesterlies, looking at a high of 11 degrees. And that wraps up our news for this Monday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online and follow us at odt.co.nz and channel 39.co.nz, as well as on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Do join us again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.